Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Hunger Games by Susan Collins. The Hunger Games, written in 2008, is a dystopian young adult novel by the American writer Susan Collins. The novel is written in the perspective of a 16-year-old Katniss Everdeen who lives in the future post-apocalyptic nation of Panem in North America. The capital, a highly advanced metropolis, exercises political control over the rest of the nation. The Hunger Games is an annual event in which one boy and one girl aged 12 to 18 from each of the 12 districts surrounding the capital are selected by lottery to compete in a televised battle royal to the death. The Hunger Games is the first in the Hunger Games trilogue, followed by Catching Fire in 2009 and Mockingjay in 2010. The story goes like this. In the nation of Panem, established in the remains of North America, after an apocalyptic event, the wealthy capital exploits the 12 surrounding districts for their natural resources and labor. As punishment for a past failed rebellion against the capital, which resulted in the obliteration of District 13, one boy and one girl between the ages of 12 and 18 from each of the remaining districts are selected by an annual lottery to participate in the Hunger Games, a contest in which the tributes must fight to the death in an outdoor arena until only one remains. 16-year-old Katniss Everdeen from District 12, a coal-rich region, volunteers for the 74th Hunger Games in place of her 12-year-old sister Primrose. The male tribute is Peter Mellarek, a former schoolmate of Katniss, who once gave her bread from his family's bakery when her family was starving. In the days leading up to the games in the capital, they are advised by their drunken mentor, Hemith Abernathy, the sole living District 12 victor of the games. Chaperone Effie Trinket and various stylists to enhance their public perception to get potential sponsors who might later send potentially life-saving gifts. Katniss's stylist Cinna designs costumes for Katniss and Peeta that set them apart from the tributes when introduced to the public. During the evaluation by the game makers, Katniss gets the highest score among the tributes. Meanwhile, Rue, the petite 12-year-old girl tribute from District 11, follows Katniss and Peeta around during the training sessions. On the day before the games, in a televised interview, Peeta reveals his long unrequited love for Katniss. Shocked, Katniss believes this is a ploy to gain sponsors, but later accepts this as sincere. Hemith promotes their image as star-crossed lovers. The games begin, and nearly half the tributes are killed at the start whilst fighting over weapons and supplies in an area in the center of the arena known as the cornucopia. Katniss disregards Hemith's earlier advice to flee immediately and nearly dies but uses her well-practiced hunting and survival skills to hide in the woods. Days later, an artificial fire drives Katniss towards the others. She is spotted and chased up a tree by the carrier tributes, that is, tributes who are trained from childhood to compete in these games from District 1, 2 and 4, and Peeta, who seems to have allied with them. Rue, hiding in a nearby tree, alerts Katniss to a tracker-jacket nest. Katniss cuts it down, releasing the flying insects, which are genetically modified to track whoever disturbs their nest and have venom that targets a section of their victims' minds that houses fear. Their venom kills two of the carriers and drives the others away. But Katniss is stung and begins hallucinating. Peeta returns, but instead of killing her, tells her to run away. Katniss later allies with Rue, who is fatally wounded by a tribute from District 1, while Katniss destroys the carrier's supplies. Katniss murders Rue's killer with an arrow and accompanies Rue as she dies. She spreads flowers over Rue's body to show her defiance against the capital. In gratitude, Rue's district sends Katniss a loaf of bread. A rule change is announced, allowing the tributes from the same district to win as a pair. Katniss finds Peeta, who only allied with the carriers to protect Katniss, camouflaged into a riverbank, having been injured by Cato, one of the carriers. She nurses Peeta back to health as best as she can, but he is still gravely injured. Katniss pretends to be madly in love with Peeta in an attempt to gain gifts from sponsors. When the game makers send a delivery of what each contestant needs most, Katniss risks her life to obtain medicine for Peeta. She is intercepted by carrier deputy Chloe, who gloats over Rue's death and tries to kill Katniss, but is killed by Thresh, the male District 11 tribute, who spares Katniss for Rue's sake. The medicine saves Peeta's life. Thresh is later killed by Cato, and another tribute, nicknamed Foxface, dies after consuming toxic berries. Genetically modified wolves are then released into the arena that kill Cato. Once Katniss and Peeta become the last two survivors, the game makers revoke the rule change to force one to kill the other for a dramatic finale. In defiance, Katniss prepares to consume poisonous nightlock berries with Peeta. Realizing that they intend to commit suicide so that they will not be a victor for the games, the game makers declare Katniss and Peeta the victors. Although both of them receive a hero's welcome as a couple, Katniss is warned by Haymitch that the Capitol may take action against her for her defiance. Along the way back to District 12, Peeta is heartbroken to learn that Katniss's actions were part of a calculated ploy to gain sympathy. Katniss, however, is unsure of her own feelings and her future, and the novel ends here. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.